Hey everyone, what's up? It's Theo. Just want to check in with everyone. I'm sitting here with Sarah, who's feeling shy right now, and hanging out on a Saturday afternoon. The baby's upstairs sleeping with Mama. Jan is here with us, hanging out too. Not feeling super good. He's been really sick lately. Actually, the whole family's been sick the last week, but I can't help it. His sneezes are pretty cute. But yeah, this is basically Saturday for us. This Saturday is the first Saturday that we haven't had anything going on. Normally we're doing evangelism on Saturday or other ministry stuff, and because the kids were not feeling so great this Saturday, we decided to take the afternoon off. So just kind of hanging out in the living room with the kids, doing fun stuff. But yeah, it's been an interesting summer for us. It's been a busy summer. Benjamin has grown a lot. You can check out the pictures down below in the rest of the update. He's 3 months now, and we're really thankful that he's doubled in weight since he was born. So he's 10.5 pounds. He's starting to look more like a normal size baby. For those of you that had kind of low weight babies, I think you understand what I mean, and just the relief. He was only 5 pounds when he was born, so seeing him at 10.5 pounds now is, oh, it feels good. It's taken a weight off of our shoulders for sure. And the ministries kept us really busy. We have seen God moving in the church and in the people that we've been ministering to. God started a new evangelism ministry that we've got to be a part of. Thankfully, we're not leading it every week, so that's kind of good too, because it gives us the chance to pour into others while they lead and while they start new things. And then we spent the summer doing prayer meetings too. I took a break from teaching our midweek just so I could be a little bit more helpful at home with my wife and the baby, and so we spent the whole midweek meeting that we had during the summer. We spent that doing prayer, and actually that was really, really important for me on a personal level, for our church. There weren't a lot of people coming to the midweek prayer, but we saw probably 3/4 of the prayers that we prayed for over the course of 3 months answered. So really thankful to be a part of that, to see what the Lord is doing. And God has used it to stir up new things. He's used it to stir up the evangelism ministry. He's used it to stir up in us some new things that he wants to do. I'll talk about that a little bit later. And then he's used it to stir up new servants in the church. So really thankful for that. And now that we're in September, summer's over, I'm back to teaching the midweek instead of doing a prayer meeting. And we're in the book of Joshua. We started this last Thursday, and we're looking at how Joshua is both a warrior and a worshiper. And what do I mean by a worshiper? Well, the heart of a worshiper, the heart of someone that is giving their life in service to the Lord. So it should be a cool Bible study. We got through chapter 1 this week. We're going to be in chapter 2 next week, and just studying that book. It's pretty cool when you think about the fact that Joshua is also sort of a pre-messianic figure, right? Because Joshua bears the same name as Jesus. They're both the same in Hebrew, Yeshua, which means salvation. And so salvation is leading people into the promised land. Salvation is leading God's people to the land of promise. And I think there's a message there for us as well. Of course, Joshua is a historical book, and these are real people's lives and real history, but it's also got a spiritual meaning for us today on top of the historical meaning, right? And so we can look how Jesus, our salvation, our Jesus, our Yeshua leads us into the land of promise through salvation. Amen. So I pray that God will be blessing you guys. The last thing I wanted to share is the new project that we've been praying for several years. We've been praying for a house, a place to call our own, to give us some more stability as a family. And we kind of put that on the back burner for the last year. It hasn't been really a priority for us. But during our summertime of prayer, there was people in our prayer group that really felt led to pray for our family for that. They felt like God was really putting it on their hearts. And so we got several words of encouragement from our own congregation saying, hey, we're really praying for this for you. And are you trusting the Lord? Are you looking to him? And so Rebecca and I felt convicted. Okay, we need to start praying for this again and see what the Lord wants to do. I think it felt so overwhelming because it felt like so much money, and the economy is already, really bad in the U.S. and it's really bad in, El Salvador too. And so it just felt like, how could we, be thinking about trying to buy a house in the middle of that kind of economy and all that kind of stuff, right? But as we were praying, we just felt like the Lord was telling us that, it was not about what we saw in the natural, but it was what he wants to do supernaturally and out of his love and out of his provision. And honestly, that's wonderful to hear from the Lord. It's also hard to really trust 100%, right? Like, it's hard to just say, okay, great, I just believe that. Even after 15 years in the mission field, it's still all right. So, my phone died and I had to charge it up. The good news is I've switched babies. You can see Benjamin Ezekiel with me right now. Ezekiel, the one who God strengthens. So, so we felt challenged by people in our prayer group, and we had some of our supporters reach out to us and let us know that they felt like God was leading them to help us with our housing thing that they've been praying for a while. And so we are taking up that baton, and we're praying for that now, and looking for properties, and the Lord has put the people that we need in place to kind of do that. So we have a real estate agent in our church, and we have builders in our church, and real estate lawyers, and it's a lot of people that we've been pouring into in the last few months, or the last 2 years, I guess, now are able to start helping us with this look for the house. So we've been looking, we're looking at possibly building, because that's more economical. You get more bang for your buck on that one. And we're just asking for prayer for that if you want to pray. And then the last thing that I wanted to talk about is our Salvadorean missionaries. A lot of you don't know, it's kind of hard to imagine, but for the 5 years that we pastored our house church right here in my living room, we got to send out half a dozen Salvadorians to the mission field, which is just nuts, crazy. We had a church of 15 people at the most, and we sent out 6 of them to the mission field. And of the missionaries that we've sent out, we've tried to help raise support for some of them, and right now we support 3 Salvadorian missionaries that we've helped send out. One is serving in Guatemala, that's Lupita, and the other is a family, William and Vanessa, and their 2 children, and they're serving in Nicaragua. All 3 of these missionaries are doing Bible teaching, ministry, and discipleship, which we feel like is so important to Latin America. And all of them are walking in faith. They all left good jobs and families and their own country to go and serve in other countries. And the Lord has provided for us through a separate bank account that we were managing to be able to help support them, at least a percentage of their monthly needs. But now with the economy and everything, we haven't seen that replenished, and it's running dry. So we need to raise more money to be able to help them. It's totally separate from our own family's finances, and it's about $600 a month. So if you're interested in supporting any of these Latin missionaries or finding out more about what they're doing, let me know. And we're just praying for that. So thank you guys. Thanks for being a part of what's going on. Thanks for praying, because really all of the ministry that we've been doing here for 14 years is just fueled by prayer. And we see that and we feel that, and we're just so thankful to have you guys around us, holding us up, holding our arms up, so to speak, as we go to battle for the Lord here in El Salvador. So Benjamin wants to say goodbye, or maybe he doesn't. He just wants to stare into the camera, because that's what he's good at. And thank you guys. We love you. God bless you. Adios.